guests and invitees, and all who are gathered here. A very good morning to one and all. Iniya Kalai Vanakkam. With greatest sense of pleasure and privilege, we welcome you all to this significant inauguration of National Conference on Gender, Health and Sustainable Development, Global and National Perspectives. Before we begin our program, let us come together in reverence of our nation with the singing of our national anthem, followed by Tamil Thai Varthu. தோன்று நிகழ்ந்தது அனைத்தும் உணர்ந்திடும் சூழ்கலை வாணர்களும் இவள் என்று பிறந்தவள் என்றுணராத இயல்பினலாம் எங்கள் தாய் என்ற பாரதியின் சொல்லிற்கிணங்க இந்த நிகழ்வை இனிதே துவங்குவோம். Symbolizing the illumination of brightness and the spirit of this gathering, I request our esteemed guests to kindly join us in the ceremonial lighting of Kuttuvilakku. Conference convener, Head Department of Sociology, Pondicherry University, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Governor of Pondicherry, Governor of Telangana, and Chief Rector of Pondicherry University, Madam Tamilisai Soundararajan, our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Tharani our elected member of the Legislative Assembly, Mr. Sri Kalyana Sundaram, our special invitee and the guest of honor, Professor Srinivasan, also our IASH President, Professor Shekhar, our Dean of the School of Social Sciences, Professor B.B. Mohanty, also the IAS Secretary, Professor Sandhya Rani, dignitaries of the dais, dear participants, and other well-wishers who have assembled here for the conference. Very good morning. It is with immense pleasure and great honor that I extend a warm welcome for the inaugural session of the National Conference on Gender, Health and Sustainable Development, Global and National Perspectives, which is jointly organized by the Department of Sociology and Indian Association for Social Sciences and Health. This conference brings together a diverse set of experts, scholars, practitioners, and administrators dedicated to advancing our understanding of the critical intersections between gender, health, and sustainable development. Gender equality is not only a goal in itself, but a fundamental prerequisite for achieving sustainable development. Health is a cornerstone of well-being and plays a pivotal role in ensuring full participation of all individuals in the society. We constantly confront disparities, environmental issues, and so on, and yet we aspire for an inclusive growth that benefits all members of our society, which is the core of sustainable development. On this very important occasion, we are extremely privileged to have our Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Telangana, and Chief Rector of Pondicherry University, Madam Tamilisai Soundararajan, to inaugurate the conference. Madam, your presence adds immense value to our discussions, and we are truly honored with your presence here. Your commitment to public service, advocacy for gender equality, and dedication to health and well-being is remarkable, and we are with you in your endeavor. Your presence serves as a testament to the importance you place on these critical matters, and we are confident that your words will inspire all of us to strive for a future marked by equity, good health, and sustainable progress. I also take this opportunity to welcome our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Tharani Karasu, who has always been a very, very supportive person throughout, and he has been keen on our academic achievements. He has been continuously striving to make excellence in the academic front and has been supporting in all the academic engagements, which includes this conference too. So thank you, sir, for this, for supporting us in all ways and being here with us. We welcome you. We are extremely happy to welcome our Member of Legislative Assembly, Kalapet constituency, Sri Kalyana Sundaram, for the conference. He is also very familiar with the conference and who is a strong supporter for this conference, and in many ways he has been part of this progress of the conference. Thank you, sir, and we welcome you for the conference. It is a honor to welcome our internationally acclaimed academician, Professor K. Srinivasan, former director of International Institute of Population Studies. Sir, your presence is very inspiring for us, and we look forward to insightful discussions and welcome you to the conference. I also take this opportunity to welcome our Professor B.B. Mohanty, Dean, School of Social Sciences. He has been very instrumental in organizing this conference and look forward to your scholarly inputs in the conference deliberations, sir. I also welcome our Professor T.V. Shekhar, President, Indian Association for Social Science and Health, who is well-known academician across the country and has been a very meticulous organizer and planning and execution of this conference. Without his support, this conference would not have reached this level. Thank you, sir, for that, and also welcome you to this conference. And it has been his continuous efforts for the last few months to get this done. Thank you. And as a co-organizer, it is my pleasure to welcome a very supportive Indian Association for Social Science and Health Secretary, Professor Sandhya Rani. She again is a very, very ardent supporter and has been very instrumental in making this conference being done today.
It is indeed our privilege to have distinguished guests with us today. And as a token of our respect and gratitude, we would like to honor and felicitate them. And I request all your collective attention as we honor them. Now I humbly request Professor Tarani Karasu, our Vice Chancellor officiating, Pondicherry University, to honor Dr. Srimati Tamilisai Soundararajan, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Governor of Telangana, and Chief Rector of Pondicherry University, with a shawl and a memento.
Honorable Governor of Telangana and Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, Madam. Professor K. Tarani Karasu, Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry University. Professor B.B. Mohanty, Dean, School of Social Science and International Studies, Pondicherry University. Professor K. Srinivasan, former Director and Emeritus Professor, International Institute for Population Sciences, Mumbai. Sri P.M.L. Kalyana Sundaram, Honorable Member of the Legislative Assembly. Professor C. Aruna, Professor P.M. Sandhya Rani, distinguished invitees, guests, participants, members of the Indian Association for Social Science and Health, faculty and students of the university, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Indian Association for Social Science and Health, it is my pleasant duty to welcome you all to this 17th annual conference of the Indian Association for Social Science and Health. We are particularly thankful to the Pondicherry University, its Vice Chancellor, Dean School of Social Science, and Department of Sociology for hosting this important event for the next 3 days here. As you know, Indian Association for Social Science and Health is a professional association with more than 1,300 life members, with a multidisciplinary group of researchers coming from various backgrounds: sociology, psychology, demography, economics, geography, those who are really interested in researching on health and development issues with a gender perspectives. When we announced this conference 4 months back, we got a very overwhelming response from the researchers from across the country. We received more than 400 abstracts. And finally, we selected 150 papers for presentation in this conference. And madam, the theme of this conference, gender, health and sustainable development. I know it is a theme very close to your heart and you are working for many years in this field. So as you will see in this conference program, we have 17 technical sessions, 2 poster sessions, 2 memorial lectures. Immediately after this inaugural function, we have Professor John Caldwell Memorial Lecture, which will be delivered by internationally reputed health researcher and administrator, Dr. Soumya Swaminathan. And I would like to emphasize here, nearly 60% of all the paper presenters and participants in our association and our conferences are PhD scholars and young researchers from various institutes and universities in India. And to encourage young researchers in social science and research, as well as in bringing out good quality, high impactful publication, Association has instituted many awards, and you will see the next 2-3 days, various awards will be presented to the young researchers. And we also try to improve the analytical and research skills of young researchers. For that purpose, last two days, we organized a pre-conference workshop here, focusing on the qualitative data softwares and analysis, and nearly 45 young researchers participated in that 2-day workshop. Over the years, IASH has played a very important role in bringing together social scientists in the field of health and development into one platform through annual conferences, workshops, and publications. It is important for social scientists working in this field to debate and discuss the possibilities of evolving mechanisms to interlink research, practice, and the policy. This conference provides much needed platform for researchers, both young and the seniors, to present their views and ideas, which will help in making significant contributions in understanding the complex interrelationship and interconnectedness between health, gender, well-being, and socio-economic development. I am sure the deliberations for the next 3 days you will enjoy, and we'll have a very meaningful interactions, fruitful discussions, which will also bring out very useful policy suggestions for all the stakeholders, including government, academician, voluntary sector, and developmental organizations. So I wish you will have a very pleasant stay here, and you will have a very productive deliberations in the next 3 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for those kind words and letting us know about the role of the association here in this event. Now I humbly request Professor B.B. Mohanty, Dean, School of Social Sciences and International Studies, to deliver the felicitation address.
Thank you, Dr. Subalakshmi. Good morning, everybody. Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, Governor of Telangana, and Chief Rector of our university, Dr. Srimati Tamilisai Soundarajan, Honorable Member of Legislative Assembly, Kalapet constituency, Sri PML Kalyan Sundaram, respected Vice Chancellor of our university, Professor Tarinikosu, the President of Indian Association for Social Sciences and Health, Professor T.V. Sekhar, former Director of International Population Institute, Professor K. Srinivasan, the convener of this conference and head of the Department of Sociology, Professor Aruna, the General Secretary of IASSH, Professor P.M. Sandharani, the distinguished delegates from different parts of India, and the heads of the department, centers and deans of our university, distinguished faculty colleagues from our university and other places, and students, friends. On behalf of the School of Social Sciences and International Studies of Pondicherry University, I extend a very hearty welcome to all of you here to this university as well as to the conference. At the outset, also I am thankful to Professor T.V. Sekhar and the Indian Association for Social Sciences and Health for taking the decision to hold the conference in Pondicherry University. And I take this opportunity to congratulate the Department of Sociology of Pondicherry University and its head, particularly Professor T. Aruna, for organizing this All India Conference on a theme of social relevance and policy importance. And I must tell you that the School of Social Sciences and International Studies of Pondicherry University is one of the largest schools. It has 5 big departments and as many as 7 centers. Over 50 faculties are there in our school and nearly 1,000 students study in our school. And the theme of this conference, gender, health and sustainable development, actually it is central to the research and teaching of many of the departments and centers of our university. I am sure it will be beneficial to the faculty as well as the students to update their skill and to enhance their understanding about different dimensions of health and gender. And in fact, actually the volumes, as I know, volumes have been written on health and gender and divergent kind of perspectives at the regional level and global level are there, and there is a kind of exciting kind of debate and discourses. And these debates and discourses need to be revisited, particularly in the context of India, taking in view of these rapid economic changes and the recent COVID experiences and also the ongoing gender transformative policies which is being undertaken by the government of India. I am sure the 3 days long deliberations in this conference, we will extend these debates and will provide helpful solutions for policy making. And I also feel that the debates on gender equality need to be conducted with the gender quality also, because gender equality, if it is promoted along with gender quality, that will have larger kind of impact on sustainable development and will make the development more meaningful and impactful. So I will not take much time. I will conclude here, and I wish the seminar, a kind of conference, a very grand success. I am sure it will be beneficial to all of us. It will have a kind of a rewarding experience. So I wish the seminar a grand success. Thank you all.
I now most humbly request our Vice Chancellor officiating, Professor K. Tarnikarasu, to deliver his presidential address.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Governor of Telangana, and the Chief Rector of our Pondicherry University, Dr. Srimati Tamilisai Soundararajan, Member of Legislative Assembly of Kalapet Constituency, Sri PML Kalyan Sundaram, Dean School of Social Sciences and Internal Studies, Pondicherry University, Professor B.B. Maganti, President of IASSH, Professor T.V. Sekhar, and the General Secretary of IASSH, Professor P.M. Sandhya Rani, and the conference convener, Professor C. Aruna, and all the faculty members of the Department of Sociology and other departments, HODs, deans, and delegates, my dear friends and students. Good morning, everyone. So basically I am a chemistry person, but if you see this, the conference, this total concept of this the conference, it is gender, health, sustainable development, global and national perspectives. But if you see the what really the sociology people are studying is quite, you can say, in the field of law, the constituency, the constitution, we give equality everyone. Whereas in sociology, we study the inequality in the society. So it is quite contradictory. That's why this subject is always, one is ideal and the other is real. So why we have to study this, all this is, the reality we have to understand and go to the ideal, unequal, the equal in the society. So that is why this subject is basically very important for the society. I asked the TV Shaker, President also, how you are bringing this health into your domain. Then he was telling, sir, health is basically in sociology only. Now, because of the sciences involved in this, so it is more important taken into the scientific sector. So this is true, because even in the community medicine, the doctor should understand the community. Otherwise, they cannot cure the diseases also. So in this, if whenever you go, every subject, it is interlinked. If you take the computers, you cannot live without computers. If you take administration, you cannot live without administration. If you take MBA, you cannot live without business administration. Like this, sociology also very important subject. So everywhere we have to understand the nitty-gritty of the things, and this is how our society is entangled with so many issues. And since ours is the very old society, and the problems also very old, so we have to understand the history of our society, and so that we can give the solutions to this. When I discuss about this, I remember one incident. See, in UK, there was a law called poor law. So you may be wondering why in UK, for the student especially, why there is a law for poor. Then you should understand poors were there also, and later on, when they were funding for the poors, and but the number of poor people were not reduced. Then they form a committee. Why these poor people are still there, even though we are implementing, we are a lot of funding for this poor law. But the committee recommended the reason for the more number of poor is the presence of poor law only. So the reason is they are they are funding so much for this poor law. Then people take the shelter in this poor law, wherever the shelter, and they do not want to leave. Then they scrap the poor law itself. Then the number of poor reduced. So these are the role of the policy makers, how the society is knitted, how the policy should be revived. So that is where this sociology is coming into picture. And when it comes to the equality, because I was in Japan for 2 years in the JSPS, where when the people die, they don't cry. Whereas the quite opposite, as you know, there is always competition between South Korea and Japan. Japan says it is our original culture, it is not from everywhere. Whereas the South Korea says, so all Japanese from our land only, because they cannot reach without our land. We are the ancestor of this. So their identity, they are very particular of identity. Whereas in South Korea, they always say, always cry a lot. They use very strong food. Whereas Japanese, they don't cry. They calmly come and then go. And this is the different cultures based on the societal things. They play also, they decide of the policy matter. Even the elections also, during the elections in Japan, I was there. Nobody was in the street. You cannot see anybody in the street. Only one board in the whole assembly, only one board. That is a designated places. You will not see anybody in the streets. When I ask the students also, they don't reveal what is really, but they don't know. They know what is to be done. So that much clarity. So when the professor came to India, so we had MOU with this Delhi University when I was there. So he was, why people are there in the streets in Delhi? Then I said, sir, maybe they are in the street, but they are very happy there. Okay, if they are happy, it's okay. But their understanding about India is, I say India is a developing country, but he said India is, this is civilized wise we have to develop. So these are the different things we have to take into consider globally, how India is viewed, and how our social setup is when you want to become a Vikshit Bharat. So this sociology impact also very important. So in this aspect, these sociology based conferences are very important, and I thank our Honorable Chief Rector as well as the LG of our Pondicherry and Governor of Pondicherry for taking a time for attending this conference, and I thank all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and I also congratulate the Department of Sociology for hosting this conference. I thank the delegates for overwhelmingly responded this. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for those kind words. And we are much obliged for your unstinting support in all endeavors, sir. Now I request Shri P.M.L. Kalyanasundaram, the Member of Legislative Assembly, to kindly deliver his special address. Over to you, sir.
இந்த சிறப்புமிகு கருத்தரங்கம் கான்ஃபரன்ஸுக்கு இங்கே வருகை தந்து இங்கே உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் சிறப்புரை ஆற்றிருக்கின்ற மாண்புமிகு டாக்டர் தமிழிசை சவுந்தரராஜன் அக்கா அவர்களுக்கும், லெப்டினன்ட் கவர்னர் ஆஃப் புதுச்சேரி, தெலுங்கானாவுடைய கவர்னர், த சீஃப் ரெக்டர் ஆஃப் பாண்டிச்சேரி யூனிவர்சிட்டி அக்கா அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய நன்றி. நான் என் தொகுதியிலே வருவதற்கு நான் நன்றி தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். இங்கே வருகின்ற இங்கே இந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸை ஏற்பாடு செய்த ப்ரொஃபஸர் அருணா அவர்களுக்கும், இங்கே பல்வேறு கருத்துக்களை உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் சொல்லி வைஸ் சான்சலர் ஆஃப் பாண்டிச்சேரி யூனிவர்சிட்டி ப்ரொஃபஸர் கே தரணிகரசு இந்த விழாவை சிறப்பாக நடத்துவதற்கு வழி தந்திருக்கின்ற ப்ரொஃபஸர் கே சீனிவாசன் அவர்களுக்கும், த சோஷியல் சயின்ஸ் இன்டர்நேஷ்னல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸினுடைய ப்ரொஃபஸர் மோகந்தி அவர்களுக்கும், ஜெனரல் செக்ரட்டரி ஆஃப் ISSA சந்தியா ராணி அவர்களுக்கும், இந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸிலே வருகின்ற அத்தனை சோஷியல் லாஜி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டுடைய மாணவி அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்தையும் நன்றி நான் சொல்வதில் கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கின்றேன். இன்றைக்கு நம்ம நாடு இன்னும் அதிகமாக வளர்ச்சி அடைய வேண்டும் என்று நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு பாரத பிரதமர் இன்றைக்கு இரவு பகல் பாராமல் எந்த துறையாக இருந்தாலும் அது இந்தியாவை முன்னிறுத்துகின்ற உதாரணமாக பார்த்திங்கன்னா, இந்த கோவிட் வரும்போது எல்லா நாடுகளுமே, சைனா பார்த்திங்கன்னா நம்மளுடைய வளர்ச்சி அடைஞ்ச நாடு அது, அந்த நேரத்தில் பார்த்திங்கன்னா அவங்கவுங்க இன்ஜெக்ஷன் தயாரித்து அவங்க நாட்டை காப்பாற்றிக்கிறதுக்கே முடியாமல் இன்றைக்கு மீண்டும் லாக்டவுன்லாம் நம்ம பார்க்குறோம். அப்போ சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி எந்த அளவுக்கு இந்தியாவில் வளர்ச்சி அடைஞ்சிருக்குது. அந்த கோவிட் நேரத்தில் பார்த்திங்கன்னா நம்மளுடைய மாண்புமிகு பாரத பிரதமர் அவர்கள் பார்த்திங்கன்னா ஏறக்குறைய இந்திய மக்களுக்கு மட்டுமே ஒரு 200 கோடி மக்களுக்கு வேக்சினேஷன் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. இது இல்லாமல் உலக நாடுகளில் ஏறக்குறைய 100க்கும் மேற்பட்ட நாடுகளுக்கு நம்ம இந்திய நாட்டில் தயாரிக்கின்ற அந்த வேக்சின் ஊசியை வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா எல்லா நாட்டுக்கும் நம்முடைய பாரத பிரதமர் கொடுத்து, நம்ம சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் நம்ம நாடு எந்த அளவுக்கு முன்னேற்றம் அடைஞ்சிருக்குது. இதுக்கு முன்னெல்லாம் பார்த்திங்கன்னா சிக்கன் பாக்ஸ் சொல்லுவாங்க, அம்மை நோயின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அப்போல்லாம் நம்ம பார்த்திங்கன்னா எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு அப்போல்லாம் சின்ன வயசில் பார்த்திங்கன்னா வெளிநாட்டில் இன்ஜெக்ஷன் வாங்கி தான் நம்ம போட்டோம். இப்போ நம்ம நாடு இந்த கோவிட்டுக்கு அப்புறம் பார்த்திங்கன்னா நிறைய வளர்ச்சி அடைஞ்சிருக்குது. இந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் 3 நாள் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் பார்த்திங்கன்னா நம்முடைய மாணவிகளுக்கு நிச்சயமாக அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு பயனுள்ளதாக இருக்கும். நிறைய இப்போ பார்த்திங்கன்னா இங்கே சொன்னாங்க நம்முடைய வைஸ் சான்சலரு, இப்போ ஜப்பான்லாம் பார்த்திங்கன்னா தேர்தல் வரும்போது பலகை வைத்து தான் வந்து ஜப்பான், ஃப்ரான்ஸு, நானும் எல்லா நாட்டுக்கும் போய் பார்க்கும்போது நம்ம இன்றைக்கி வீடியோலையும் யூடியூப்லாம் பார்க்கும்போது பார்த்திங்கன்னா அவங்க ஒரு தேர்தல் வந்தாலே ஒரு தேர்தலுடைய பரபரப்பு இல்லாமல், யாரும் போய் தெருவுக்கு போய் ஓட்டு கேட்காம ஒரு பலகைகள், ஒரு போர்டு வச்சுட்டு அதில் வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா நான் என்ன செய்ய போகிறேன், நான் இருந்தவன் நான் என்ன செஞ்சேன்னு சொல்லி அந்த பலகைகளை போடுறாங்க. போட்டு அவங்க வந்து தேர்தல் நேரத்தில் அது ஒரு வேலை இல்லாமல் அது வந்து ரொம்ப சுமூத்தாக நடக்குது. ஆனால் இந்திய நாட்டில் மட்டும் பார்த்திங்கன்னா தேர்தல் வந்த உடனே ஒரு பெரிய பெரிய மாநாடு, பிரச்சாரங்கள் பார்த்திங்கன்னா அந்த மாதிரி இன்னும் நம்ம நாடு வந்து அதில் இன்னும் வளர்ச்சி அடையலை. அது மாதிரி பார்த்திங்கன்னா இப்போ உங்களுக்கு எப்படி நியூ அப்டேட், அதாவது வந்து புதுசாக நிறையா வந்து சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜியில் நீங்கள் கற்றுக்கணும் நினைக்கிறோம். அதே மாதிரி சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களுக்கும் பாராளுமன்ற உறுப்பினர்கள் எங்களுக்கும் பார்த்திங்கன்னா ஒரு ஆண்டு ஒன்றுக்கு ஒரு 4-5 டைம்ஸ் கண்டிப்பாக ஒரு கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் வைப்பாங்க. இப்போ மும்பையில் நடந்தது, எல்லா சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களுக்கும் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்காங்க. அப்புறம் இப்போ டெல்லியில் நடக்குது, மும்பையில் IRS போடுறாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி நிறையா இன்றைக்கி புதுசாக என்னென்ன புது அமெண்ட்மெண்ட் ஆக்டுகள் புதுசாக வருதோ அதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்மள மாதிரி சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினருக்கும் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும், பாராளுமன்ற உறுப்பினருக்கும். ஏன்னா இன்றைக்கி நாட்டுடைய நிலைமைக்கு ஏற்று வளர்ச்சி, நம்ம விஞ்ஞானத்துக்கு ஏற்று நம்மளை வந்து நம்ம அப்கிரேட் பண்ணணும். அது மாதிரி மாணவர்கள் இந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் வந்து 3 days நடக்குது, 3 நாள் நடக்குது. நீங்களும் உங்களுடைய புது அப்டேட் பண்ணி உங்களுடைய என்னென்ன புது ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி நிறையா உங்களுக்கு வாய்ப்புகள் வந்து இன்றைக்கி நம்முடைய பாரத பிரதமர் பார்த்திங்கன்னா நிறைய எஜுகேஷனுக்காக எந்த துறையில் வந்து குறைவாக இருந்தாலும் கல்வித்துறையில் வந்து குறை இல்லாமல் இப்போ நியூ எஜுகேஷன் பாலிசி வரை கொண்டு வந்துடுறாங்க பாரத பிரதமர். அதெல்லாம் நம்ம பாரத பிரதமர் இவ்வளோ அப்டேட் பண்ணி, ஏன்னா நம்ம நாடு எங்கே போனாலும் இன்றைக்கி பார்த்திங்கன்னா நிறையா உலக நாட்டில் பார்த்திங்கன்னா இந்தியாவிலேருந்து வரேன்னு சொன்னால் உங்களை வந்து வேக்சினேஷனே கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. ஏன்னா கண்டிப்பாக எல்லாருக்கும் போட்டாங்கன்றது ஒரு சர்வேயில் வந்து எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியுது. அதனால் வேறு நாட்டில் போகும்போது நமக்கு வந்து மிகப்பெரிய பெருமையாகவும் மகிழ்ச்சியாகவும் இருக்குது. அது மாதிரி இங்கே இருக்கின்ற மாணவர்கள் இந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸை நீங்கள்லாம் நல்லா பயன்படுத்தி நல்லா உங்களுடைய திறமைகளை வளர்த்துக்க வேண்டும் சொல்லி இந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸுக்கு அழைத்த அத்தனை அருணா அவங்க தான் என்னை கூப்பிட்டாங்க. சார் நீங்கள் கண்டிப்பாக வரணும்னு சொன்னாங்க. சரி முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு நான் வந்து இருக்கிற வேலைகள் கொஞ்சம் லேட் ஆகிடுச்சு. அதனால் வந்து நாங்கள்லாம் வந்து உங்களை என்கரேஜ் பண்ண முடியும். அதை நீங்கள் வந்து பயன்படுத்தி நல்ல நிலைக்கு வர வேண்டும் என்று என்னுடைய கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் வந்த அனைத்து மாணவ மாணவிகளுக்கும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களை சொல்லி விடுப்பு. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
தேங்க்யூ சார். இந்த நிகழ்வில் வந்து கலந்துக்கிட்டு உங்களுடைய ஆதரவை எங்களுக்கு கொடுத்ததுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி ஐயா. Now I humbly request Professor K. Srinivasan, the former director IIPS Mumbai, to kindly share a few words with the gathering.
Respected Governor of Telangana and Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, Dr. Tamishri Soundararajan, respected Vice Chancellors of the University and member of the Legislative Assembly, Professor T.V. Shekhar, Dr. Aruna, Dr. Rani, friends. I thought I belonged to a much earlier generation than you all here present here. But I find the topic so interesting, so when Shekhar told me and invited me, I agreed to come here. Because I feel gender, health, sustainable development are all linked to each other. You know, one difference that is there between a developed and the developing countries, one single factor, if you want to name, it is not income, it is not education, it is not, but gender equality. That is, in all aspects of life, longevity, education, employment, income, and freedom to choose. The developed countries, in many indices, if you have the data on gender disparity index or gender health index, India ranks more than 100 out of 160, 170 countries. You can have development without gender parity. It is possible, like you say in many Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia or Dubai or something, where gender parity is not there, but economic development is there. Their per capita income is very high. But my feeling is they are not sustainable in the long run. Many of them may collapse like a pack of cards one day, because the gender parity is at the root of sustainable development. Not only health, but the root of sustainable development. Because without having women given equal status in terms of education, health services, health care, political freedom, political representation, I think the development which all these countries which do not have these is not, in my view, sustainable in the long run. This can be tested, but I think this seminar, I think you should start with the gender parity as the fundamental variable and as the most important variable, and look how it affects health and how it affects sustainable development. So I'm sure the way the seminar is organized, you will give importance to this topic. I thank the organizers, Professor T.V. Shekhar, for having invited me for the conference. I look forward to the deliberations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We have amidst us the most illustrious lady, the lioness with all magnanimity and responsibility, a truly inspiring woman, Dr. Srimati Tamilisai Soundararajan, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, the Governor of Telangana, and the Chief Rector of Pondicherry University. Without much ado, I now most respectfully request you, Madam, to kindly deliver the inaugural address.
A special good morning to each and everyone here. I am really happy to attend this program organized by the Department of Social Sciences. The topic of the conference is Gender Health and Sustainable Development, Global and National Perspectives. My respects to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Tanike Arasu, and Professor Srinivasan, former Director, IIPS Mumbai. Yes, very short and sweet speech. And Professor B.B. Mogandi, Dean, School of Social Sciences, he highlighted how the social studies have an impact on the society. And Professor T.V. Shekhar, President, Professor P.M. Sandhya Rani, Professor C. Aruna, conference convener, members of the press, media and all the dignitaries who have come over from other states, from this state, and all the stalwarts in the Department of Sociology, and my dear students. This is a very good topic, and I have to say, as Professor Srinivasan here mentioned, the yardstick for social development is gender parity, gender equality. Even the development is without the gender equality. It is a transient development. And our B.R. Ambedkar, the father of the Constitution, said, a country's development can be measured only by the development of the women in that country. Swami Vivekananda said, a country, a bird to fly, it should have both the wings, female and male wings equally stronger, so only the country can fly. But in spite of so much anecdotes and advices, are we following that? I want to highlight this into two forms. One, the responsibility of gender equality, followed by the society and followed by the women itself, men also. Society. Now the society is having giving ample opportunities. But are we taking it? It is we have to take the opportunities. For example, I am the chancellor of 14 universities in Telangana, rector of this university. When a vice chancellor's conference, I asked the vice chancellors, they told the women students outnumber the men. Then I asked, in which department they are more? Very disheartening to know they are more in the arts, science and some simple subjects than in the research subjects. So when I asked why the number is very less, for example, I can say because I am a medical professional, before women means they will be only in gynecology. But now women cardiologists are there, women nephrologists. Not only that, women orthopedicians are there. Before we thought because we have to handle strong bones, so women cannot do orthopedics, but now women orthopedicians are also there. But when I ask the statistics, it's a real statistics. Women were very less in the research activities, research oriented groups, subjects. And when I asked, they told, because if they are associated with research activities, they have to stay more in the institution and they have to spend more time, which is not allowed by their parents and the society. So still that stigma is there, hurdle is there. As a politician itself, I have felt, as a politician, as a male politician can go and discuss with his counterparts, their subordinates, their leaders at any time, even 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, night 9 o'clock, they can sit in a general place and they can have a cup of tea and they can discuss for hours. A female politician cannot do that. Immediately the society comes with a stamp. So even in the highest person in the position, they have to be very careful. In Tamil, there is a proverb, Panamarathu kadila ninnu paal kudicha kuda sandekapaduvanga. So you cannot drink even milk under the palm tree. If you stand under the palm tree, then they will say, oh, she is taking toddy. So this is a society, still we have to travel in this society. So opportunity is given to them. I am very sure when women are given the opportunity, they definitely grab the chances. For example, in Pondicherry, with all our efforts, and we thank our Honorable Prime Minister and Home Minister for giving 10% reservation in the professional colleges for the government school students. And actually 10% reservation means approximately 37 to 38 students should be elected. But this is the first time, only less number went for NEET. So 27 students were selected. And I called all of them to Raj Bhavan and I donated, because they are all very from the marginalized families, I donated first year book almost which is 20 to 25,000 of value, and coat and stethoscope. And I was very much surprised, among 27, only 2 were boys. So when women are given opportunities, but to take the opportunities to motivate her, there will be pulling. So I told all the vice chancellors, you motivate the children to take the research oriented, the special subjects, so that the job opportunities will be more. They can come up in the social life. Then he told, madam, the family compels them to study only some degree course, because they have to have some degree to get married to a man with post-graduation degree. So it is the degree for marriage, not for the development. So that even today we have such ideas from the families. Okay. But now society, I always laud our Honorable Prime Minister. As I said, women means it's only gynecology. Before and all, women ministers only, they will be only women and child health, or other things only. But our Honorable Prime Minister gave responsibility, even the Finance Minister is a woman, and the Raksha Mantri was also a woman initially, and External Affairs, women, and even higher education was given to a women. So it is not that. So women are coming up, and I am very happy. Recently there was an aviation exhibition conducted at Hyderabad, and I was asking how many women pilots are there, and the aviation director told highest number of women pilots in India. Even the developed countries doesn't have the number as India has. So that is the specialized effort. Even now when I travel, most of the women come out and say, Madam Governor is traveling and we are very happy for women empowerment, and I am the pilot, I'll be very happy. So this is the opportunities the society is given. As I told our Honorable Prime Minister, schemes. Beti Pachao, Beti Badao. And Sukanya Samriddhi. I learned Sukanya Samriddhi is the saving scheme for girl children, which they can have some deposits not only in the bank, in the post office. An ordinary uneducated mother also can handle that scheme. So after that I learned, when the female children are born, immediately they are going and utilizing that scheme. For that only in Pondicherry also, when a girl child is born, 50,000 is deposited on her under the CM Girl Child Protection Scheme and Mudra scheme. Honorable Prime Minister is very particular that when 10 people are given loan, 3 should be either a woman or either a SC or ST. So there is allotment for women so that they become entrepreneur. So much opportunities are given. So this is the society which is supporting the women, and whether the women particularly, they are very capable of taking that help, that is one big question is there. In a lighter sense, I used to say, one of my family known to me, they are very economically poor family, very good educated girls. One boy came, he's also an educated person, came and told the family, I will marry one of the daughter. I don't want any dowry. So the family, instead of appreciating him, they suspected, why he is coming without dowry? So with good intention, sometimes if it is offered also, so it is really taken in with a pinch of salt. So even the society is ready, whether the gender or whether it's men or women, whether they are taking it with equal opportunity. That is also a very big question. We have to introspect. What are the problems, even though in spite of opportunities, in spite of so many government schemes, in spite of central and state assistance, why we are unable to provide equal opportunities to girls? And Vice Chancellor Professor Tanike Rasu mentioned about the government scheme for poor. When we give scheme for poor, definitely they will be, they didn't want to come out because the government schemes should be revived, whether it's utilized by, that's very important. For example, I read one story, one king used to go rounds. At this time all the farmers came and told, king, we are unable to cultivate because more rats in the fields. So the king asked his minister how to get rid of it. Then he told, I have an idea. So they are not catching the rat. They are not interested in killing the rat. So we will have a scheme. So we will catch hold of the rat, and if one rat is brought to the king courtyard, then we will pay some amount. So they started bringing the rats. So king was very happy. So we are getting rid of the rats. And he asked, so what is the cultivation now? The cultivation went down. There was no any crop production. Then the king was very much surprised. He all told, because of the rats only, we are unable to cultivate, we are unable to get the production of crop production. But we have given a scheme to get rid of rats, but now the production has gone down. Then the other people told, no, now they are cultivating the rats. And they are bringing the rats to the king courtyard, and they are getting money. So for what the schemes are introduced and how it is deviating, these are the practical things even in administration we see. So first, society should support, and the womenhood should take the support. I always say, because women health should be secured. First of all, women don't have the right to be born. It's not now, 30 years back when I was a sonologist. When we could identify the gender, immediately if we tell it's a female child, even the person who has a male child, even the family first daughter expecting the first child, immediately the face will shrink. Oh, female child. Some people will continue, at that time there was no law, some people will abort. Then seeing that female children are aborted, infanticide was more, and then a stringent law was introduced so that it should not disclosed, and female infanticide will be heavily punished. So the law should be there even to bring the child out and to protect the child. And another study they conducted, under 5 nutritional status of the children, and the statistics showed more male children brought to the hospitals. So all the researchers were very happy. Oh, female children are with more resistance. Female children have less disease. And then only it was presented like that. Female children are more resistant. Female children are immunely strong. So the children who are coming to the OP are more male children. Then only the counter research showed the female children, in spite of the sickness, they are not brought to the hospitals. Immediately when a male child is sick, immediately he is brought to the hospital. But female child, that okay, something. And even in the villages, if you go and ask whether some children will be playing, if you ask, all these are your family children. The eldest of the family, elder lady, she will tell, no, these 2 males are my family, our children, and they are other house children. So they are from next house. No, they are our children only, but they will get married and they will go to the other house. So they are other house property. When they are telling, even in 5th year they are telling like that. Even I have seen in villages, they will give egg only to the male child. Female child is not in a right to get the egg. So these are things even today we are seeing. So the girl empowerment, the women empowerment, whatever may be the opportunities given to them, the governments are now very eager to protect the girl children and the womanhood. But we have to take the opportunities, whatever may be the help rendered to you, whatever may the society's help to you, you should be eager to grab it. When you are reluctant, for example, I used to tell one incident when we were medical college students, seeing the higher incidence of cancer in some of the women, breast cancer, uterine cancer and cervical cancer. So we organized a stall in a big exhibition where more and more lakhs of women used to visit. This side was a saree shop and that side was a jewel shop. In between we had all charts for how to prevent breast cancer, how to prevent cervical cancer, how to prevent uterine cancer. The women used to come, they used to take the sari and they would put on the shoulder and they would see the mirror and also we will be putting our coats and stethoscope. Used to be very eager to check them. So some significant ladies, number of ladies are in the saree shop, next they will come. But they will cross us very fast and they will enter the jewellery shop just adjacent to our checking unit. Then we waited, then we pulled them. No, if you are healthy only, so only you can wear the saree and you can wear the jewel. And you won't believe, when we screened thousands of women, 300 had some problem, initial stages, whether it's a precancerous stage of cervical cancer or some nodule in the breast, which would have missed. So when opportunities are given, women also should utilize it. So my request is this, now the society is with us. It is not that 30-40 years back we have to toil much, but we also have to have the mind to face the challenges. Womanhood is not easy because we have responsibility. It is not that, okay, I won't get married, I won't have childbirth, I want to be very good in profession. That cannot be told in the society. That should also take place. You should get married, you should bear a child and you should feed the child, you should grow the child. You cannot deny that responsibility. Okay, I want gender parity, equality, I won't do that. But society is not that. It is our setup. But with that setup, with advancement, with the help of your husband and making them to help. And sometimes you can get the help of your in-laws. Nowadays they are giving the child to a servant and putting the grandparents into a old age home. Plus have some support. So what all the support you could get, grab it. At the same time you have to come up in life. That fire should be inside you. That is very important. Whatever thing we feed, whatever the help from the society, the womanhood should have the capacity and the liking to face the challenges so that we can come up in the life. That is my request. Because whatever may, till now, even after 50 years, gender equality, parity program will be there. But I think at that time men will be fighting for that, not women. Because women are more competent enough. Even in the medical colleges when I go, more women get gold medals. So boys should be very cautious about that. You also should not recede from your capacity. At the same time, everyone should be united to make our country a great country. So we have to think each one of us are responsible for our development of the society, at the same time development of the country. Thank you so much.
Madam, thank you so much for those words of wisdom and inspiration. Your presence has definitely elevated this significance of this momentous event, and thank you for joining us today, Madam. Now I request Professor P.M. Sandhya Rani, the General Secretary, Indian Association for Social Sciences and Health, to deliver the formal vote of thanks.
On behalf of Indian Association for Social Sciences and Health and Department of Sociology, Pondicherry University, I am glad to be standing here to express my vote of thanks for today's program. A special thanks to our chief guest, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry and Governor of Telangana and Chief Rector of Pondicherry University, Dr. Srimati Tamilisai Soundararajan, for accepting our invitation to deliver inaugural address. Madam, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts related to society, gender and development. It is an excellent, and you have given very grassroots level examples which is very common occurring in the society, madam. Actually, you have quoted a country's development can be measured through the development of the woman's development. If woman is developed, the country is developed. You have given examples also, and even you have taken the universities, how the disciplines are also selected or labeled, some of them as male-oriented subjects and some of them are female. All these are the classical examples, madam. And for your example, madam, this year's Republic Day parade, it is Nari Shakti was very well displayed, and all the parades are all women only taken care. So these are all, we will take all your suggestions in our future research, which is related to the gender, health and sustainable development in the future, all of things, ma'am. So now our heartfelt thanks to Sri PML Kalyana Sundaram, Member of Legislative Assembly, Government of Puducherry, and Professor K. Srinivasan, former Director, International Institute of Population Sciences, Mumbai, for their presence for today's program. We are also thankful to Professor K. Taranvi Karasu, Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry University, Professor B.B. Mohanty, Dean, School of Social Sciences and International Studies.